Hey, Lions Nation! We're back with another exclusive video bringing you all the latest news about our beloved Detroit Lions. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss anything about the team. Now, let's get into the news. The NFL was silent for a moment, then everything erupted. The ESPN alert hit like thunder across the league. Detroit Lions acquire Brian Burns. Just 8 words, but they felt like an earthquake. An offseason that had already been unpredictable suddenly became something far bigger. Because this was not a simple trade. This was the moment Detroit stopped being a good story and started being a threat. Brian Burns, the name alone carries fear. Explosive, electric, unstoppable off the edge. For years, he terrorized quarterbacks in Carolina, playing with a kind of fury that looked almost personal. Fast hands, sharp eyes, no hesitation. He wasn't chasing the man with the ball, he was hunting him. And now, that hunter belongs to Detroit. When ESPN confirmed the deal, the reaction across the football world was immediate. Analysts froze mid-segment. Commentators started shouting over one another. Phones lit up in locker rooms. The message was clear: the Lions just got dangerous. Detroit's defense had already been improving. Young, aggressive, relentless. But it was missing that spark. That one piece that turns pressure into panic. Burns is that piece. He doesn't just rush the passer. He destroys offensive plans. Every offensive coordinator now has a problem that doesn't go away when the play clock hits 0. Inside the Lions facility, the atmosphere changed instantly. Players who were still in the gym stopped what they were doing when the alert came through. Someone shouted, "No way! We got Burns." The echo traveled down the hallway. Within minutes, social media was on fire. The team's official page posted just 2 words: "Let's hunt." That was all it took. Dan Campbell knew exactly what this meant. This wasn't just another signing. It was a declaration of war. The head coach, whose intensity has redefined Detroit football, wanted fighters. Men who don't flinch, who don't blink, who don't stop. Burns fits that perfectly. His style isn't flashy, it's violent efficiency. A first step so fast it feels unfair. A closing burst that turns confidence into regret. You can feel the energy already. Aiden Hutchinson, the young star on the other side, finally has a partner who matches his fire. 2 predators, different styles, same purpose, chaos. One coming from the left, one from the right, collapsing the pocket like a trap. Opposing quarterbacks will have nowhere to hide. Sources close to the team said the negotiations were quiet, secretive. Detroit had been monitoring Burns for weeks, waiting for the right moment to strike. Carolina was hesitant, but the Lions' front office knew patience would pay off. When the door cracked open, they didn't knock, they kicked it down. The details of the deal came later: multiple picks, high value, but worth every ounce of it. Because what you get with Brian Burns can't be measured by numbers. It's measured in fear. Offensive tackles start thinking about him before they sleep. Quarterbacks watch film and see him closing in from the edge again and again until it becomes muscle memory, a nightmare they can't escape. Burns himself has stayed quiet. No long statement, no theatrics. Just one post online, a lion emoji. Simple, but powerful. Like a man who already knows the storm he's bringing. Those close to him say he wanted this move. He wanted a team that plays like he does, aggressive, emotional, ruthless. Detroit checked every box. Inside the locker room, one player reportedly told a friend, "We just became a problem for everybody." Another laughed and said, "This defense is going to eat." You can feel it, that shift in energy that happens when a team crosses the line from potential to power. Burns walks into a city that matches his mentality. Detroit doesn't fake toughness, it's built on it. This is a franchise that has spent decades being overlooked, mocked, doubted. But the Lions of today are different. Every move they make feels intentional. Every player they bring in fits a vision that's finally coming into focus. Dan Campbell once said he wanted a defense that reflects the city: hard, unrelenting, and fearless. And now, with Brian Burns, that vision is real. Imagine that first game at Ford Field. The lights dim, the crowd roars, and the defense takes the field. You see Hutchinson on one side, Burns on the other. The opposing quarterback adjusts his helmet, glances left, then right, and realizes there's no escape route. The ball is snapped, the pocket collapses, and the noise explodes like thunder. That's what Detroit just bought: That's what this trade means. The rest of the NFC North just felt the temperature drop. Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, they all saw the alert too. They know what it means. Every rivalry game just became a war zone. Because when you add a pass rusher like Burns, it changes not just the defense, but the psychology of every opponent. Plays get shorter, reads get quicker, mistakes get bigger. Fear rewrites playbooks. And for Detroit, fear is now a weapon. Before we move on, take a second to drop a like and subscribe. That way, you'll stay up to date with every exclusive Lions update. And you'll even have a chance to win an official Detroit Lions jersey. Let's keep going. Burns brings more than skill. He brings an identity. Fast, aggressive, relentless. Watch his tape. He doesn't jog, he sprints. He doesn't react, he attacks. Every down is a duel, every snap a fight. And when the whistle blows, he's already thinking about the next one. That's the kind of player who elevates everyone around him. Coaches call it disruption energy. The moment he steps on the field, the line of scrimmage shifts. Offensive lines lean toward him, protection schemes tilt, and suddenly everyone else on defense gets opportunities. Hutchinson gets one-on-ones. Linebackers find gaps. Safeties get time to read. It's like a domino effect built out of chaos. Analysts have already started updating their power rankings. Overnight, the Lions' defense jumped near the top. One comment said it perfectly. This isn't the old Lions. This is something new. Something terrifying. And maybe that's the word, terrifying. Because there's nothing scarier than a team that finally realizes how good it can be. The timing couldn't be better. The NFC is open. The contenders look vulnerable. The Lions were already knocking on the door, and now they're breaking it down. Burns didn't come here to rebuild. He came here to conquer. He's not interested in long-term plans or patient development. He's here to win now. Some say this move changes the balance of power. They're not wrong. With this trade, Detroit sends a message that echoes far beyond their division. To San Francisco, to Dallas, to Philadelphia, beware. Because the Lions just turned potential into pressure. You can almost feel the ripple through the league. In film rooms across America, offensive coaches are already drawing new protection schemes. Quarterbacks are rehearsing faster releases. Running backs are practicing extra blocks. Everyone's adjusting because of one man. That's the power of an elite pass rusher. He bends entire strategies around his presence. And now Detroit owns that power. Behind the scenes, the front office celebrated quietly. No big statements, no victory speeches. Just a few nods, a few phone calls, a few grins that said, "We did it." Because they know this move isn't just about 2025. It's about everything that comes after. Legacy, culture, the kind of foundation that turns good seasons into great ones. Burns' arrival also changes the locker room hierarchy. Leadership gets tested when a star walks in. But Detroit's culture is strong. This is a team that thrives on brotherhood, not ego. The veterans respect work ethic more than words, and Burns is pure work ethic. He's the first to arrive, the last to leave, the guy who chases down plays that others give up on. In this locker room, that earns instant respect. Even the offensive players are hyped. Jared Goff was reportedly seen smiling after the announcement. "Guess I won't have to face him anymore," he joked to a teammate. That's how it feels, like the enemy just joined the army. And yet, deep down, there's something more emotional about this move. Because Detroit fans know what it means to wait. They've waited years for moments like this, for a team that makes headlines not for heartbreak, but for dominance. You can already hear the voices online. We're finally being taken seriously. This is our year. No more jokes. No more curse. That's not just fan talk. That's belief. Real belief. The kind that fills a stadium before kickoff and lingers long after the final whistle. The trade for Brian Burns is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where Detroit isn't chasing anyone anymore. They're being chased. The next time the Lions take the field, watch closely. Watch how the offensive line looks nervous before the snap. Watch how the crowd gets louder on third down. Watch how every quarterback they face starts throwing faster, moving quicker, hesitating just a little more. That's the Burns effect. That's what the Lions paid for. And as the season unfolds, remember this night. The night ESPN broke the news. The night the balance shifted. The night Detroit stopped being an underdog and became the hunter. Because now, with Brian Burns in blue and silver, the roar of the Lions just got a lot louder. And for the rest of the NFL, it's already too late to turn the volume down. We bring you the latest Lions news every single day. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And of course, drop a comment below with your thoughts on today's news. Your voice makes a difference for Lions Nation. See you in the next video.